But welcome to Nikki Lee Live. Happy you guys are here. We have about 60 people on the training. So thank you so much for coming. There is a chat box on the right-hand side. If you guys have any questions or you need me, or you have to add something, please just go ahead and put it in the chat box. Also, if you're brand new to this is a little bit advanced training. However, we welcome everyone. This is going to be all about booking travel. And today I really want to talk about a few different things. I want to talk about where the customers are, how to get customers, how to talk to customers, what to do with the mindset when people just don't book with you, or they're kind of kicking tires when they're booking. Also, I definitely want to answer questions first and foremost with any difficult bookings or any issues that you're having. I did play that motivational video just to show you guys, I've been through it. I know what it's like to have to kind of kick yourself in the butt to get moving, right? So, it does take a little bit of motivation until it becomes to where customers are just calling you on a regular. So you do have to kickstart your business and you do have to kind of follow the leader and then really figure out how to get going until you are going. So it's a little bit of, motivation in the mind to definitely get your business kickstarted. So again, I'm Nikki Lee, 3-star platinum. Yes, my husband and I are big team builders, but we're also very big travelers and very big bookers in the travel industry, because this main thing is about travel. So we do book a lot of travel. So I created this just to kind of help you guys with just travel bookings. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take some questions in the Q&A. That way, if someone already knows how to book travel, but they're having questions on where do I find this, where's this, how do I do this, how do I answer this, where do I find this, I'll be able to lead you in the direction you need to go. So just go ahead and put in the chat box. There's a chat box on the right-hand side, and if you can, just kind of please change your name so that I can see, and I will be able to take some messages as we go, and all you need to do is put it in the chat box. Let me just find it. Cool. So let me show you where that's located. And when you say wholesale rates, that's exactly what they're talking about. So right here is Evo Rewards. And by the way, there's no commission built in. All of the vendors have commission built in except for Evo Rewards. So let's say, for example, and I'll show you this really, really fast. Let's say, for example, you're going to do Venetian Casino for a hotel. Okay, and you're going to do from March 2nd to the 9th. Okay, we're going to do 2 adults. Okay, and cool, got a lot of questions. Awesome. I like it when there's questions. So we're going to show that to you, Eric. I'm also seeing tips for the closing. Where'd it go? Closing price of the booking after you made the quote. And I am seeing tips for the closing piece. I think that's a statement, not a question. Okay, cool. Thank you for helping out. Okay, so we're going to do Venetian. But by the way, this is a net rate. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to a free invoice. And free invoice you can find pretty much anywhere. You can do apps, you can do PayPal invoice, you can do whatever way you use, whatever you use for your business. That's kind of up to you, what you want to use. I use a free invoice generator. You can use that. There's a lot of them, but most likely all of them, they require you to pay after a certain amount of time. So it's always good to start it and then you can use something else. So for example, it's pretty self-explanatory, guys. Who is the invoice from? Well, that's going to be from Nikki Lee, right? Because that's me. I'm Nikki Lee Travel, right? Put your business name in there. Who is this invoice to? I don't know, Michael Jordan, right? We got to think big. Michael Jordan, and ship to, same, right? The date is going to be probably the same. Payment terms and due date. So let's make the due date today. And then go back over here and you find the deals, right? So this is net rate. Net rate means that there's no commission. There's pretty much, it's the lowest that you're going to find pretty much. Okay. So we're gonna go 690 and then 357. So this is the net rate, 690.11, okay? 690.11. So you have to break it down. 690.11. Is that right? Yep, there we go. Okay, and then we can add, and then we can add, and then they need to pay at the resort. There's always going to be resort fees, $357.14. And you always want to be upfront with them about resort fees. And then what we're going to do is, because it's a net rate, I don't really know how much to add because right now it's 1,047. Now, I'm not going to automatically assume that the customer is going to need a better rate. If you're thinking that in your mind before the customer even says it, you're already kind of at failure, right? You don't want to think like that. You don't want to think, don't ever think for a customer. Because if you're thinking, hey, I want to get cheap rates, you probably shouldn't do that if you don't know your client, because they might be saving up for 3 years to go on this trip, and a cheap trip is not what they're looking for. Because if you're looking for cheap, then it's already in the wrong mindset for the client. Does that make sense to you guys? So if they ask you and they show you something to compare with, that's a different story. But if you're already thinking, oh, I need to find the cheapest rate, you're already gonna fail with the business, because cheap rates mean what? Cheap commission, right? So you don't wanna think like that ever, 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 ever. Don't think for the client. Let's say, for example, you say, oh, I wanna get my client, you don't know the client, they just called you on Google, right? Hey, I want to get my client a trip in Vegas, right? And you automatically go to the cheapest rate, but you don't know Vegas, right? You could end up putting them in a hostel, and it doesn't even say hostel sometimes. So that's why I just don't want you to think, cheap, okay? We're going to go with March 2nd to the March 9th. And what I'm doing is I'm just comparing prices. March 2nd to March 9th. Okay, and I'm just checking on Expedia, right? Doesn't mean that I'm gonna book with Expedia. I'm just checking the rates, because most people go to hotels.com, they go to Priceline, they go to all these online travel agencies, and they think they're gonna get the best rate. But it's up to you to hustle and make sure that you can get them a better rate. And also you're gonna make money in the interim. Okay, so I'm basically just showing you what they would find. Okay, now this is probably gonna take care of a lot of people's questions, because this is a big one. This is how can I beat the rates, right? So right here we have, and make sure that it has the resort fees. So we have 1142 and 152, and then the resort fee. So the total out the door is 1652. Okay, same dates we did over here with a wholesale rate, and I put it in here. So it's 1,047. So for those of you guys that are paying attention, I'm going to go ahead and skip forward, and I want to look to see for you guys, since this is the net rate, but they're probably finding it online, since Expedia owns almost all the OTAs, right? Online travel agencies. If they're finding it for 1652 and your out the door is 1,047, how much is that? What is the difference there? What is the difference? How much lower do you have in price? Somebody want to put in the chat box? So we have 1,047 and 1652. Oh wait, because this is work that you guys are going to have to do. And this is actually one of the biggest ways that I make money. So I want to make sure that you guys know how to do this. Okay, so let's do the math. So if they're finding it online for 1652 and net rate is 1,047, what is that? That's a difference of $600, 605 to be exact, 605, right? So you have a lower price of 1,600. Oh, why is your chat private? Give me a second. Let me make you host only. Okay, sorry, I'm sorry. Publicly, there you go. Okay, now it's, everybody can see everybody's chat. Okay, so $605. My thing is, how much would you charge? How much would you guys charge? Because if you give it to them for $100 less, do you think they're still going to book it with you? If a client comes to you and says, hey, I'm finding it for $16.52. If you say, well, I can book it for you for $15.52, do you think they're going to book with you for $100 less? Go ahead and put in the chat box. Yep, right? $100 is $100. $100 is a big savings, right? So why would you just add $100 and think for the client? You don't want to think for like, oh, I want to give them the cheapest rate. No, they're not going to be able to get it. Okay, you have to also think for yourself because you're in this to make money. Okay, you're a business professional and you have access to better rates. So what you can do is come over here and let's do $300. Okay. And I actually would put this first. Okay, so I would do 300 and I would do 690 here. Okay, so 300 is deposit. 357 and 690. So let's say 690 is balance. Or you can write hotel, Venetian, and you can write the total, 990. Okay, and then this is hotel resort fee. Okay. Does that make sense? So $13.47, you're going to make $300 in your pocket. Okay. So how do we do this? Okay. So they're going to find it for $16.52, but you're going to sell it for this amount, $13.47. You guys already agreed that they'd do it for $100. I'm actually giving $300 off. Okay, so they're saving themselves a ton of money. Actually, they can't say no. If they say no, most likely they were never going to book it with you in the first place, or they don't have the money. They wanted to kind of figure out what they wanted to do, and that's where you guys have to discover. Okay, what is it that what can I do to make things better? What can I do? Because this price is not going to change. This price is not going to change today, but it's going to change tomorrow. So what do I need to do to get you to book this? Because I don't want you to lose a good price, right? So my thing is, why not have them pay the $300 later? They can actually hold it with $690, right? And then they can pay a $300 payment next week to you. And then they can pay the Evo. Like, there's always a way around it to hustle. You kind of have to use my dad calls it a noggin, right? You got to use your noggin and think. Like, you have to do whatever you need to do to get this done. Make sense? So the way that I word it is, the only way to get you this best price is to collect a $300 deposit now, to book it, to hold it for sure, 100%, right? And then I'm going to charge shortly after $690 to the hotel. And then you have a resort fee when you get to the hotel for $357, a total of $13.47, right? If you're thinking like, oh, why do I have to break it up? Why would you think like that? They're not thinking like that. You're thinking that. And you're going to project that to them. So stop thinking make it super simple. Don't think of things that you don't need to think about, right? You just got to move forward. If they say no, they say no. You got to just keep going. I haven't had a no in probably 3 years. Okay. So you want to make sure that you explain it like this. The only way I can get you $300 lower is when you book today and you give me a deposit right now of $300. I cannot promise because it will go up. This is a very good time to book right now. We're coming right out of COVID. The prices are still pretty low. And in order for me to get you a good price, I need you to pay $300 deposit now. How do they pay $300? Cash App, PayPal, Square Cash. There's over 50 different ways that they can pay you. I don't know how you do business. Everybody does business differently, but they're going to pay you directly. Got still people coming in. Cool. Okay. So that's exactly what has to happen for you guys to get this done on the net rates, okay? And again, for those of you guys that came in a little bit late, net rates are here in the Evo Rewards on the left-hand side, and you're gonna go ahead and click in here. And you know, I highly recommend, you know, if you don't have anything to do or you have a few minutes to spare, click on all of these and look at our, I mean, our savings in here is really unbelievable, even with food, amusement parks, restaurants, shopping, entertainment, car rental, pretty ridiculous. They have net rates with car rentals as well. Okay, now, if you don't want to do it that way and you're like, I feel a little nervous about the invoice, then just get it done this way. This is the price. It's all about how you present it, right? This price, I can't get it any lower, $16.52. You know, it could go up. And how did you want to take care of this? Not do you want to book? Please don't say, do you want to book? Don't give yes, no questions, right? So I just want to make sure that you guys understand. So the process is this is how it would really go down, okay? Because this one, you're going to make about $120 commission, okay? So that's what your commission is. And you get $120 toward your IATAN card, because we all know that we need to make $5,000 to get our IATAN card. So I like to mix it up. I like to do both, right? So you can do it exactly like this. I'm finding it for $16.52. That price can go up. I recommend just paying it now, getting it over with. You're going to pay $12.95 now and $3.57 at the property. How did you want to take care of this? MasterCard or Visa? Or what's your first and last name for the reservation? You just go right into the close, okay? If they say, oh, I was hoping that I got it a little bit cheaper, you know, this, that, the other. Okay, let me see what I can do. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I have any credit or any kind of net rate or anything. Let me see if I have anything, because I actually booked this resort. Give me 1 second and let me call Venetian, or let me call a wholesale company, or whatever you want to say. Give me 1 second and let me see what I can do. Guess what? I actually have a code where I can take off $100. You're going to come back to them in a minute or whatever, 2 minutes. I have a code. I actually can take $100 off of that. I can make it $15.52. Okay. If they say no, you can always call them back tomorrow with this price. You can even go down and down and down. And if they say no after the lowest price that you can do, they were never going to book anyway. They just want to see what you can do. For real. Okay. Or they were just price shopping. Okay. So that's how that's booked. Okay. Someone asked, what if they cancel? You have to read the cancellation. You have to read all the cancellation, and it's in Expedia, and it's also in here. Everything's here, pretty self-explanatory. Okay, it says cancellation policy right here. If you cancel, you'll be charged for the full reservation. Okay, all right. So that's that. That's the net rates. Now, there's other companies that have net rates. I won't get into all of them. It's best that the more trainings you come on, the more you're going to learn, right? You're always going to pick up little things and put it under your belt to help you. All right. I'm seeking tips for the closing piece of the booking after you made the quote and on the phone with the client. Yeah, the closing. We just went over that. I'm receiving a lot of clients who want to make payments. What is the best way to do this, and what is okay? For me personally, payments can be exactly like I showed you there. You can also go to a few different things. Like, for example, if they're just going to do hotels or resorts and they're not doing airfare and you want to do payment plans, I absolutely like inside of the travel cafe, which is here. You're going to see close to the bottom, you're going to see resorts, resort weeks and condos. This is another one. You can add the commission so that Archer can pay you, or you can add it onto yourself. It's really kind of up to you what you want to do with it. However, I like this for payment plan. I also like VAC, so I'm going to show you pretty much all of them. That way you understand how to do a payment plan. So let's say, for example, 60 days of travel. This is in the resort weeks, guys. This is in Profit Agility. And inside the Travel Cafe, there's a video that walks you through how to use this. I'm pretty much going to skim over it. So let's say, for example, somebody wants to come to Las Vegas and Tahiti Village, 227 to 36, right? When you do the price comparison, the gross is 1165. But right now we have it for 316 for the entire week. This is for a week in a 1-bedroom. Now, the way that you show this to the client without the price, there's a little link here. If you copy and paste that link, I'm going to put it in the chat box so you guys can log on and see it. When you put it inside of their email or their text message, this link, it's going to tell them everything about this property except for the price. Okay, that's because you can negotiate the price. And I like it because it has pictures of the resort. It's not a regular hotel. As you can see, a lot of these have kitchens, dining rooms, bathrooms. And I don't know about you guys, but this says, what does it say? $316. So if you wanted to use it for a travel agent, $316, that's $45 a night for a resort. You will never find that. I promise you, you can search high and low. This by far beats all of the different companies online, even Costco, even AAA. You'll never find it like this. So if you're using something for yourself, I highly recommend looking here to be your first go-to. If you want to sell it, you can do one of two things. You can definitely do it this method. So 316 would be the net rate, right? So you have to get the 316 no matter what. Is it 316? Yeah. 316 no matter what. But let's say they need a payment plan. Let's just say they're like, oh, I wanted to do something with a payment plan. And you can sell this all day for like 80, I would do $90 a night, right? 90 times 7, you have to do a little math. That's 630 minus the 316. So you make 314. So what I like to do, is I like to do something like, I'm going to charge them $316 now. And then when you charge them, you just basically take their credit card and you walk through this process. You click go this, and then customer savings, oh, it tells you 840, 848. And then you're going to charge them the 316. You just go through the steps. Make sure you read it really carefully, but you're going to go through the steps. Now, if you want to add the commission here, then they have to pay for they have to pay total now. But if you wanted to do a payment plan, why not tell them that they can pay $100 a month if it's 3 months in advance? So they could pay the $314. They're going to pay the resort weeks, right? And then they're going to pay, sorry, I got more people coming in. Okay, and then they're going to pay $100 in March, $100 in April, and $100 in May, and they don't have to go until June, something like that. Does that make sense, you guys? Because they're paying you. They don't know that. And can they go without paying you? Yeah, sometimes, but it's better than not getting a booking at all, right? So you can do it this way and just send them an invoice every month at the first of the month or the 25th, whatever they want to set up. Maybe they want to do 150 and 150. That's okay too, like 150 now, and then in 2 weeks later, I need another 150, something like that. This is why people use travel coordinators, you guys. I promise you're going to have a lot more confidence once you learn this. And your homework tonight, write this down, please. Your homework tonight is to do some pretend bookings for your pretend client. So I want you to do this with the Evo Rewards, and I want you to do this with the resort weeks and condos. I want you to do, oh, Yolanda said slow down a bit. I am so sorry. I am super fast. I appreciate it. I appreciate you letting me know. Yes, I will slow down a little bit. Anybody else need me to slow down? Anybody else like hurry up already? I already know this. I already know this, Nikki Lee. Get to something else. Okay, Joseph needs me to slow. Okay, got it. No worries. I will slow down from here on out. Absolutely. Okay. So I want you guys to practice. Your homework is to, once you get in here and once you log on, you're going to understand how to use it. So Evo Rewards is the first one. I want you to go in there, explore, and then open a free invoice. And I want you to practice, because once you practice and you talk to clients after, it's going to be a much smoother transition into the sale. Okay. And then you kind of know what you're doing. Okay, and then the other one is I want you to get familiar with the Advantage Direct and Resort Weeks. Okay? Pretend you're doing it for yourself and you're adding a little commission, or pretend you're doing it for your mother or your father. Use them for role playing. Tell them that you want to book them something and have them sit next to you at your desk and say, look, this means a lot to me for my business. I need practice. Okay, so I'm going to go back to here, the back office. It's Evo Rewards, and you're going to click here. And then Resort Weeks was in the Travel Cafe. Oh, okay, you got it, Joseph, no worries. Okay, inside the Travel Cafe, guys, it says Resort Weeks and Condos. Right there. Yes, I'm super enthusiastic about travel. And then for your first time, if you need to register and get in there, you need the access code, and it's right there. It's $travel 2019 $. Okay. All right, cool. I just want everybody to catch up. So those are the two places that I really want you guys to get familiar with, because this is a really big deal with when you can have control of how much money you're going to make. Okay. Now, when you go into supply webinars, these pretty much teach you about different vendors. And like if I'm not on a Tuesday or you don't see others, I highly recommend going to some of these webinars, because they'll tell you how to book it. They walk you through everything about the bookings. And these are excellent, and they're all up to date. So they're great. And then you have webinars where you get online with them. Now, as far as suppliers, and if you're not registered with everything, I would go to suppliers and how to register. And then here are all of the suppliers. Okay, they're all here. Okay. For those of you guys, and you really have to follow the instructions. Okay, for example, on Expedia Tap, when you register, if you call in your booking, you will not get paid. So it's really important to follow instructions. Okay, and make sure you follow the links. Like for example, there's a link for Expedia. You have to follow that link. Okay, FunJet, Key Tours, and then it just keeps going on and on. We have a ton of them. So those are all the vendors. Okay, so when you add those vendors together with all the different, Room Res is great. You got Royal Caribbean, and Room Res is a good example of Room Res gives you commission plus it gives you points. So let me show you guys a little bit of what I mean. It's also wholesale booking. So once you register, you got to follow the instructions to register. You're going to sign in, right? I have my sign in. Okay, and then what happens is as you're booking, you're going to have rewards. You're going to have, it starts over at the beginning of the year, and you're going to have Room Res Rewards that's going to be here. Okay, so again, just go ahead and I would practice on there, practice some bookings. You have hotels, transfers, and also attractions. You can compare prices. It might not be the end all. No, we're still going to have Expedia Tap. We're trying to lay off of Expedia Tap so that Ron Archer can. I'll tell you the truth of what happened is during COVID they were a little bit late with paying, and Mr. Ron Archer definitely doesn't like anyone to get paid late. They were 30 to 60 days behind. Mr. Archer doesn't like that. So he said, all right, let's hold off with them until they're going to get a little bit caught up with staff and paying out commissions and such. So he just said to hold off for a little bit, maybe a month or two, and then we'll be back rocking and rolling with them. But you can still use them. It's just you're going to get less commission and it's a little bit slower. It used to be every 2 weeks. Now it's like 30 to 60 days. So, but I like it. I still use it. I use it last resort. If that's the best price that they're going to get and they're asking for a best price, then I use that. All right, cool. So let's go over some more questions. I'm going to go back to the top. And then let's talk about one more way that I do payments. Let me do a VAX vacation access for you guys. This is my favorite. And Rosalie, by the way, I'm from Connecticut too. Originally, I'm from Connecticut, so that's crazy. I'm from New London and Norwich area. And I lived in Griswold too, so that's crazy. All right, so by the way, for those of you guys that have not dissected VAX yet, please dissect it. There's flyers that you can use. There's bonuses, there's offers and incentives for agents. There's education, there's flyers, there's so many things that you can use, and I absolutely love. So let's just kind of look. I'm going to show you guys how to do payment plans, but first I want to show you that each company has their own thing. So like, for example, if you want to do agent tools and get flyers and things, it's all completely free. So you go into agent tools, ALGV 360, and it will show you how. Okay. So let's go back to VAX. I'm going to show you how to do a payment plan. This is kind of my first go-to when I do a payment plan. So, and these are all the different companies that we have. So let's just use FunJet for now. And let's do a flight and a hotel. And I'm going to do Las Vegas to somewhere, somebody name something. Somebody name something from Las Vegas. Give me a location. And Lilia, I'm going to show you how to do a group. Cancun. All right, let's go to Cancun. Okay, we're going to go Las Vegas to Cancun. Connecticut to Cancun. All right, let's do Connecticut to Cancun. Let's do Providence. Providence to Cancun. And we're going to go to adults. And we're going to do pretty much in advance so I can do a payment plan. So I'm going to do September 1st to September 8th. By the way, you can do multiple destinations right here. Okay, so we're going to search. Give it a second. Okay, perfect. And then what we're going to do is lowest to highest just because I want it filtered, right? And then, you know, sometimes people want certain things, like let's say they want all inclusive, right? Maybe, or I don't know, maybe they want adventure or beach. They want a beach. So let's go with the beach because it's popular, right? And then I don't know what European plan is, but if you didn't know, you could just kind of click on it and then you could read about it, because all of these are going to give you pictures, right? That's good for selling point with the client. And I'll show you how to send an email, but they have amenities. So it will tell you exactly what it is. Hotel policies, transportation, property information. Okay. And then amenities. So we'll look at the amenities, what it has. And then accommodation, so it will show the different rooms. So if you want to upgrade a room, then you're going to upgrade the room here. I hope I'm not going too fast. Okay, and then dining options, so we'll look here. Okay, and then various restaurants. And then activities. And then my favorite, the reviews. I love to read reviews. The reviews, okay? So those are super important. So let's just go ahead and select this one just so we can book something. And I'm going to show you guys how this works with the payment plan. Okay, so I personally, what I like to do is I like to be on the phone with the client at this time so I can ask them right then and there. Hey, I have a great flight, but is 5 o'clock too early in the morning? No, let's give us a 5 o'clock, sure. Okay, and then we're gonna go with American Airlines. And then, of course, they always add the transportation. You can take it off if you want. And then they also have features. So like, I'll give you kind of an example. So let's say, for example, they ask you and they want to do like an activity or sightseeing tours, right? And like, you know what kind of water activity or sightseeing tours do you have? So you can click that and you can see. And then like they have it all. Like, let's say they want to add a jungle tour or Cova or snorkel adventure. Senses is a good one, right? So you want to add that, then you can do that. And there's all the activities there. The code is there. When you register for the code with Profit Agility, it's there. You have to read it. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then let's say, for example, this is the trip that we're going to book. When you click booking administration, you'll see the commission is $133. And if you say, you know what, that's not really enough, so let's add $100, the client never sees the $100, and you set commission. I'm gonna go slower. It's going to add the commission to it. Now we're making $223. When you close it, the money it shoots over here. Okay, so now you see that. So I added everything together. So what we're gonna do, by the way, I didn't pick like the absolute lowest. I just picked anything just to show you guys. Now, let's say the client is like, you know what? I wanna see it. Email, print, itinerary. So what does this mean? Now pay attention to this. This is gonna be really important, okay? Once you email the client, the deposit is due on February 19th, which is what? Which is 3 days. Which means you can put in a first, a last name, and their birth dates and hold it for 3 days. Does that make sense? Okay, Lilia wants me to repeat the commission thing. So when you go over here to booking administration, click that, then you put on here what you want to add, $50, set commission, and then the commission goes inside there. Whatever you want the commission to be. And then it adds it, it shoots it right over here. Okay, so this is about commission. So let me show you about, that was about commission. This is about payment plans, okay? When you make the payment for this, the deposit is gonna be due on the 19th, which is 9/13. So what do you say then? You go to your calculator, you divide it by 2, that's 456. So I need 456 right now today to hold it. Make sense? Per person. I need that to hold the reservation. Make sense? So if that's the deposit, full payment is due in July. So how many months is it now until July? How many months? Somebody put it in the chat box for me. I think it should be 925, right? Let's see here. 5 months, okay, cool, 1838. So 1838 minus 913 is 925. They have to pay 925 within 5 months. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna divide it by 5, and their payment plan is $185 a month. Does everybody understand that? It's a little bit simple math, but not so much. Okay, cool. I just needed one yes. Okay, cool. So what you're gonna do is when you check out and they say, yes, let's go for it. Let's do it. We're gonna go, and we can email the itinerary to the client just to make sure they like it. And then ask them if they want insurance. And then we can put their first, last name. We don't have to put credit card to hold it. But for those of them that want to do it, you could do 2 payments here or 1, right? Nope, that's not true, Beth. We only use Square for the extras, for the Evo Rewards. That's the only time we're going to use Square. All the rest, the commission is built in. We get it from Archer. Okay. Okay. So the commission is inside of there. It's already in there. Okay. So let's say, for example, they want to pay the $913 now. So you're going to do this really carefully, and you guys got to really pay attention. You can't be sidetracked watching TV doing this, because you're talking about credit cards and money here. Okay. So now we're going to put their credit card. So Joseph, what kind of card do you want to use? And Joseph tells me, I want Visa. Great. Okay. Joseph, what credit card are you using? Well, I'll use my Visa 25678. Okay. When does it expire? Security code, first name, last name, address, state, postal code, and then that's the balance. You have to make sure it says 913. Maybe they want to pay 1,000. Okay. And then right now, when you charge it, they're going to charge their credit card right now the 913. Okay. Let's say they charge the credit card and they come back to you a month later and say, hey, I want to pay on my trip. You're going to go up to the top. It says retrieve reservation. You're going to retrieve their reservation. You can look under the first, the last name, or the date, the location. You can pretty much search for it everywhere. You're going to re-pull it up. It's going to come up here again. It's going to come to this. And you'll go to the bottom. There's no section right now, but once you have a booking, there'll be a bottom section, and it will say payment information on the bottom, and you're going to click it, and then you're going to pay the 100 or 200, however much money they want to pay on their trip. You can just go ahead and put it in. Does anyone have any questions thus far? I know I'm a fast talker. I really apologize. However, good news, I'm recording this, so you can always replay the recording. Okay, I'm going to post this in the Evolution Travel main Facebook page for each and every one of you guys. To hold it, okay, so let's go to the next one, and I'll keep everything open just in case you guys had questions. All right. I'm receiving a lot of clients who want to make payments. Yes, this one is good. The other one is good as well that I showed you. So all the ones that I showed you is really good for that. I'm having people reach out to me to do a quote, but I'm not able to get them to do the qualification process to get started. Okay, awesome. Cheyenne, be patient. This comes with a lot of confidence, a lot of posture, a lot of words that you shouldn't use, like if was a big one. So if you find yourself saying, do you want to book it? Yes, no questions. Then a lot of times you're giving them an option of getting out of it, right? Even though they want to go on a vacation, you want to kind of, in a nice way, kind of put them in your direction. And once you know a lot of stuff, at this time, they do need you because you know how to get the best rate. You have the insurance, you have the know-how, and you have the resources, and you have all of the value, and you have all of the things. One of the things that I do, Cheyenne, and I advise everybody to do this, is look to see what the commission is that you're going to make, and then you can throw in more value. For example, if you make $500 on a booking, and you know you're going to make that $500, what are some of the extra things you can do to ensure that client books with you? Does anybody have any ideas? Go ahead and put it in the chat box. If you're going to make $500, for example, on this one here, I know I'm going to make, let's say $500. What could I do? Gift card, buffet, show tickets? Yes, absolutely. You could buy them an excursion. You could give them free spa, a massage, a bottle of wine at check-in. Right? You know what? This is what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to give you a bottle of wine at check-in. I'm going to give you a $25 gift card to use at the resort. Something like that. Upgrade the room is a good one because sometimes you can upgrade the room for like 20 bucks. Okay? And the way to give them things is you kind of have to figure it out, which means you'll have to call the resort. You'll have to look online and buy something with your card, right? Because if you're making 500, why not give them back? A lot of times I tell the clients, book it with me now, and then 30 days later, you'll have a $100 gift card because I know I'm going to get paid, right? So if I make $1,200, sometimes when I do a group, I tell the group coordinator, like, sell this to as many people as you want. And if when you get 20 people, you'll go free because I know I'll pay for them to go, right? And you pay for that because if you're making $500, are you okay with paying a bottle of wine and macadamia nuts when they check in? That's kind of the price of doing business, right? It's a great investment. Okay. And if you want to, if let's say you're broke and you don't have any money, because that's how I started, right? You can tell them that when you come back, I'll give you a $100 gift card to go to your next vacation with us. You'll have a $100 credit or $100 cash. If you're making, how many of you guys would give $100 back if you're going to make $500? How many of you would give $25 if you're going to make $300? Well, that's value. And if people, when you give the best rate, the best insurance, the best resources, and you talk up a storm and you sell it, let's say you've been to Jamaica before and you tell them all about everything to do, right? And then you tell them you're going to give them a bottle of wine, you're going to give them a $100 gift card, right? And they still don't book with you, you got to figure out what the problem is. Who's the decision maker here? Maybe his wife is the decision maker or the husband. You have to get to the bottom of that. I flat out ask my customer, well, this is like the lowest price I've seen ever. What's stopping you from booking it? Maybe I can help, right? Maybe I can help. What's stopping you? Don't be embarrassed or ashamed to ask that. You're leading. Don't ask them, hey, do you want to book? Are you ready to book? None of that. None of that. You go straight into what credit card do you want to use? Let's hold this now because the price is going to go up. Does everybody understand that? Okay, we don't give them options. They'll tell us if they don't want to book. Okay, great. Let's get this booked. What's your first and last name? What's your birthday? When they start giving the information, you're probably going to fall off your stool, but you're going to get it. Trust me, the more you do this, the better it will become and the easier it will be. And before you know it, they're going to be sending you to friends and family. And then it's like a big spider web. Once you get clients, it's crazy. Okay. And once they book with you once and it works and they have a good time and they leave a review, then you know you can book with them again. Okay. So let's go over the next one. Rosalie is from Connecticut. Me too. I'm excited to be here. Looking for information on trying to sell travel. I don't know how to ask for a credit card or seal a deal. Okay, so I think a lot of it helped you, Rosalie, and a lot of it comes with education and knowing what you're doing because you kind of sound like a know-it-all when they ask questions. So like we do trainings every single day. So let's say you want to be a Carnival cruise specialist and you do all the videos. I mean, you have a lot to talk about. You're not going to be nervous. Oh yeah, Carnival's great. They include the room, they have regular rooms, they have balconies, they have, the more you talk and sell it and explain everything, the easier it is going to be for you to close the deal because you're walking information and they need you. They call because they never went there. They need to know. Like, I'll give you kind of an example. I've been to Jamaica. I think this was my 6th or 7th time. Okay. So I just came back, so it's easy for me to be a Jamaican specialist, right? Oh my gosh, you want to go to Jamaica? Awesome. Have you ever been there? No, I've never been there. Great. I have a list of things that you're going to save money on and how to do it and where to go. You think they're going to say no to me because I have all the education in the world about Jamaica? Oh my gosh, let me tell you about this one guy. You'll feel totally safe when you ask for him and he's your tour guide, you'll love him. Like, he's the greatest. I made friends with him, and oh my gosh, I have this resort that they are phenomenal. They're low price. You'll have the best time of your life. They have all of these activities outside you don't have to pay for, and it's easy to get to. It's not complicated. They have transportation. You're selling it at this point. How do they say no at that? Right? So Rosalie, it takes time. You don't have to go on the trip because you can go virtually now. We send you virtually to the Virgin Islands, to Jamaica, to Cancun, to Cozumel, to Baja, anywhere you go, we always have some kind of a training. You can see pictures, videos. Google says it all. Google, YouTube, you can YouTube channels. You can basically live off my vacation and say you're a Jamaican specialist after you watch all my videos. They tell a lot of information. Or look up anybody else's videos, right? And to close it, pretty much when you're selling it and you give the price, we don't ask them like, hey, do you want to book this? Or no, we don't. We just say, let's get this booked. Remember that. Let's get this booked today before the price goes up. All right. So everybody write that down. This is your close for booking. Let's get this booked today. That's what I say. I don't ask them. I see Rosalie shaking her head yes, right? All right, awesome. Let's get this booked today. Let's get this booked. What's your first? Oh, you know what? I don't have the money now. Oh, no problem. I do payment plans. Oh, you know what? I got to ask my wife. Oh, no problem. Let me explain everything to your wife because you've never been there and I want to be able to explain it. And I want to be able to answer all the questions for her. Where is your wife? Right? Not, okay, call me later. How many of you guys said that? Call me later. Call me when your wife's on. No. You put me on a three-way with your wife right now. Like, oh, awesome. Where's your wife? Oh, I think she's in the other room. Okay, I'll hold on while you go get her. You guys see, I'm driving. Don't let them take the wheel. You're the driver. When you do that, you take a lot of control. You take initiative to help them. When you're like this, they have no doubts that they'll have a good time because the way that you are, they know that, oh my gosh, this person will take care of it. They'll call the resort. Like you have so much posture that they're like, oh, this person, I don't have to worry about anything, right? For those clients that want to look up their own deal and they say, let me look it up. I want to see if I can save money. I'm trying to look for the best rate. Usually if people call you and ask you, a lot of my clients, they just don't want to waste all that time looking on the internet. They just don't. They're like, get confused. They don't understand it. Maybe they have to book a group and you can't book a group online. So there's a lot of reasons. Don't be guessing why they're calling you. They're calling you because they need you. So you need to be of service of them. Once you're done with all the quote and everything, awesome. Let's get this booked. I'm excited for you.
I'm gonna hit the gym.
Okay, let's get this booked. I'm excited for you. Does that make sense to you guys? Okay, I know it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable because this may not be your personality. But once you get comfortable with it, it becomes your clothes and you're going to make money. Trust me when I tell you. Okay, I have customers that bang down my door because I'm so aggressive. They're like, no, I need you to do it. You do it. You call the resort. You do that because they know I can get things done, right? Sometimes I put my client on a three-way with the airfare or the hotel. I put them on a three-way so they can hear how I deal with things. They like love me. They're like, oh my gosh, no, you do it. I trust you. I know how you operate, right? You just got to do that. So Justin says, I've got my first cruise booking. If you can go over any pointers, I'm struggling to understand the difference in rate codes. Okay, the first thing, Justin, that I think for you need to do is definitely do as much cruise training as you can. Also, as soon as cruises, I would do all of the cruise trainings to get the complimentary cruises. Princess gives you a complimentary cruise, and I believe Virgin, I don't know if they're still doing it, but they may give something. Also, Carnival, when you book X amount of cruises, they give you free cruise as well. So my personal opinion is the best way to sell it is either go on virtual training, Justin, to understand all the different rate codes. And by the way, you can push the rate code and it pops up exactly what it is, but that will come in time with training, Justin. I probably know because you're a big team builder, you're a double gold, so you're trying to help as many people as possible book travel. So it's a good idea for you to probably do some of the trainings and then you can set the stage for others. That's what I recommend for sure. Sharon Hall, I joined yesterday. Where should I start educating myself? Yes, this is a very advanced training, Sheridan. I apologize, but the first thing that you guys need to do, for those of you that are in Evolution Travel, and let's see here, let me show you where you need to go. It's really, really, really important for every single person on this line to have either it doesn't matter who your platinum is, they all have this. They all have a Facebook chat group or a Telegram. They all have a Facebook page, and a lot of them have a website. Tony Ward has welcome to evolutiontravel.com. Team Infinity has their own website. Rising Tide 3 has their own website. I believe a lot of other leaders have their website. If you do not know who your leader is or who your gold or who your platinum is, you can go to my team. I'm going slow. Does everybody see this? You can go to my team and you can hit my downline. Sorry, don't hit my down. Hit my upline, not my downline. My upline, and you're gonna see a list here, probably 4 or 5 names with the phone number, and you can text them or contact them. Maybe the person that's on top of you is no longer in the business. Move to the next person, then to the next person, then to the next person. Most likely you're gonna hit a gold or a platinum. Okay, so you're gonna keep going up. So once you do that, ask them to add you into either a Facebook group, a page. That way you can ask the questions like, hey, where do I get started? But for me personally, and all of the platinums, all of the Elite 8 in Evolution, they never had websites. They never had any type of help. They succeeded alone with just this. That's all they had. But you do have to click on everything to get accustomed to what we have and what we have access to. There are several videos from a lot of different leaders. I would go on YouTube. For those of you guys that are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, once you're subscribed, you'll get a notification on the video that I make, and I pretty much do them every day. So pretty much I have everything that you need to help you with this business. And if you just go to, that's the YouTube channel. I'll give you guys a few minutes to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go ahead and subscribe.
Come on, go do that.
You can give him a beef jerky if you want.
You want beef jerky?
Okay, does everybody understand that? So when you go to videos, you have to subscribe to get the notifications. But like, for example, make commissions booking airfare. That's a really, really good one. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys the link to that one, since that's like one of my favorite ones. That's a really good one. So I am going to share the link with you guys. Copy.
Sit.
I'm gonna put it in the chat box for you guys.
Stay. Sit.
Okay, so I put it in the chat box for you guys, but it's a good idea that you guys subscribe to the channel. All the leaders have really good videos. Tony Ward has really good videos. But watch your videos. Please don't blow her up. Please don't blow me up. Please don't blow James Brown up. You know, we have a lot of people in the company, so try to learn first from the video, okay? Because we have it all there. Get your money. We got live webinar. We got closing. We got Charles closing. We got how to make commission on airfare as a travel agent. Another one. How to get agents. That's another one, right? If you're a team builder. How to get travel agent leads. There's a ton of them. How to book during COVID, that's another really good one. Quick Start, I have that. That goes over the back office, very slow. And then pretty much anything else that you need is all there. Okay, so let me see here. Let's go over some more questions. Do we know when the update will be done on the Travel Cafe suppliers page? I am new and trying to get registered with Norwegian Cruise Lines, but it's not submitting the filled out form I'm pulling up from the supplier request form. So let's do this together. Let's go inside of the Travel Cafe. That way everyone knows how to do this. Tammy. In the meantime, let's see if there's any other questions.
You want it?
Gail says, I've been a member for 7 months. I've brought in team members into the business, but can't seem to book any travel. Well, Gail, while I'm showing this young lady how to get into suppliers, can you show me what you do on a daily basis to get clients so that I can see where we're going wrong? That would be awesome. Okay, and then what was the company that you needed access to? That was Norwegian. So we do have Norwegian here, right? Somewhere, let's see where it is. All right, where is Norwegian? It's here, it's gotta be here. Okay, I don't see Norwegian here, but it may be over here. It may be in the Travel Cafe and the list of Travel Cafe. We're only going to be another 15 minutes, guys, and then we're done. Let's see here, suppliers, and then how to register. And it jumps you over here. Maybe I did something wrong. Let's see, Travel Cafe. Bear with me, bear with me. I know Reggie's working on it. They're working on it to improve it. Suppliers, let's click on suppliers. Wow, it goes right there. All right, not good. Where was it? I just did it. Let's log out and log back in and see if that works. Log out, log in. Travel Cafe, try to hack the system. I'm always looking for solutions. Let's see what we got here. Suppliers, how to register. I logged out and then I logged back in. You see what happened? So I got here to all these and I need to do Norwegian, which is an N. So you have to look under N.
Should I close the door?
Yeah, of course.
Sorry.
It's okay. Where is Norwegian? I don't see it. They may be putting it back. Does anybody else know where Norwegian is? I don't know where it is. Let's see here. NCL.
Shall we use the door open?
Is this where travel leaders? Oh, travel leaders. You can book it in travel leaders. You can use travel leaders or you can use this. Okay. And you know, they are putting, if you need to book with Norwegian, you can call directly or you can call Archer Travel as well. So if you don't see it, but you know we have it, like I said, they're putting it up there little by little, they'll have everything done. I'm making a note for myself, Norwegian. I will talk to Reggie and ask him. All right, I've been a member, let's see here.
Do I just keep it in here?
Yeah. I used to be travel way back in 2001, before September 11th. And then I worked in the office where people came to me and booked a lot of corporate, not a lot of selling experiences. Okay, no worries. So I showed you a little bit. I'm going to talk about that in a second. It's probably going to be my last thing. In one past training, you taught us how to make initial charge to assure $20 initial payment. I thought I got it. Okay, we talked about that one. Would a base start commission 10? No, I would just do under what the net rate is, like under what the gross is. So 10%, I mean, I would just throw on, you know, 100, 200, something like that. Let's see here. I mean, it's up to you, whatever you want to charge. So once they pay the invoice, do you then book it for them with their credit card? Yes, always use their credit card. Okay, this is a long time ago. Can you put in the link of the website here now? Okay, cool. Everybody help.
Lay down. Lay down.
I'm wondering the same as others. Do you have to prepay yourself? No, you use their credit card. Never use your credit card. Can we have website again? What is email from? Okay, we did that. For group bookings, what do you recommend for grouping, booking large numbers, brand new agent and contract? Okay, I'll show you what I do. I recommend going to VAX, and then there's a little button here that says groups in the upper right-hand corner. Depending on what company you go to, you can, like, let's say FunJet, you can do a request form and put your group in there. You could do groups your way, you could do it yourself, or you can call the 800 number. Okay, for groups, that's what I do. I never do it alone. Don't ever do this alone. It can be very overwhelming and you could be like, oh, forget that, it's too much. Don't do that, get help. Okay, oh, you're in from Bristol, okay, cool. Trying to get, okay, Lilia, we talked about that. What was that code to access? Okay, we talked about that, we showed you that. I'm confused as to how Archer gets their part. These companies pay Archer, Archer pays us. So when do we get the extra commission? Whenever you ask for it. What is best supplier to use for someone planning a honeymoon for December? Dakota, that's going to depend on what vendors you know. You could do any of them. You could do AM Rewards. I like AM Rewards for honeymoons. I would go in there and train with them. It only takes about an hour to maybe an hour and a half. But you could go to AM Rewards, this website here. Let me give it to you. I'm putting it inside. Okay. All right. Is there any regular promo codes to get extra discounts for like VAX? And yes, you can call them directly and ask them. Mm-hmm. Okay, next time I'm in Connecticut, I will, Rosalie, for sure. I got to go see my dad. He's in Providence. He's like in Connecticut. He's in Norwich, Connecticut. All right, Laura helped me. Where do I find the recording? Recording inside of Evolution Travel. Is there a specific site that we can use to send things like tools, construction for a construction company, flight and tools? Oh, you can call the flight company directly. Okay, cool. All right, awesome. I think we covered a lot of stuff. Let's close it with where to get customers. I personally to call everybody on my phone and ask them to refer me to somebody if they know anybody. I do Facebook. I do Instagram. Let me go through it. Hold on, to get customers. I do Craigslist. So social media. I do Facebook. I do Instagram, WhatsApp. And when you say like, what do you do with WhatsApp? Anybody that I've ever contacted, I just send them a thing, like Nikki Lee's travel agency. We have the best rates with air, hotel, cruises. Text me for a free quote, something like that. Or any kind of, you know, promotion that you have going. I do Reddit, Tumblr, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Snapchat, TikTok. Like TikTok's no longer there. I do Yelp, I do Google, and you can also do email campaigns to anyone that's ever emailed you before. Like I said, friends and family. You could do door hangers on your neighbor's door. You have to print out things from like printout company. You can print it yourself if you make it. I like to leave flyers everywhere, all over the place. Schools, you know, any business. You got gyms, you got churches, every church. You could just make a list of all the churches and drop your form off at a church. I mean, it's a delivery, right? Pretty much anywhere and everywhere, right? You can advertise in Craigslist. It's a $5 ad to put your agency up there. You can do Facebook ads. You can do Instagram ads. I don't recommend paying for the ads. You can put it in free groups. I have a question. I have a client going to Las Vegas. Is there a way to add shows for things to do for their booking? Yes, that you're gonna have to use Expedia Tap, no way around it, because that's the one that we have activities. Okay, so you're gonna go to Expedia, and then we get 10%, or maybe 8% now, but better than nothing, and things to do. Things to do, and Las Vegas. And boom. And there's all the things to do in Vegas. There's a ton of them. You got probably a few pages. You're welcome. You're very welcome. All right, awesome. I'm just gonna ask you guys to do me a big, huge favor. You know, like I said, subscribe to Nikki Lee YouTube. I have an Instagram. You guys can copy any kind of ads that I have there. I don't mind. I'm actually Nikki Lee Travel on Instagram. That's me. I'll show you guys, if you guys want to follow me, please message me here if you have any questions. Follow me there. If you have any questions, please send me a message. If you follow me, it will go into my direct. If not, it gets spammed. So go ahead and follow me here. You can copy any pictures, any links, anything that I say, anything that I post or anything like that. You can utilize whatever ads or anything that you say. Usually when I post an ad, I remove it the next day. I usually just get it out one day and then I remove it. So if you guys need anything else at all, you guys are more than welcome to contact me on Instagram.